You don't know where I stand on all things.
I would hope that was true.
Okay, let's talk about transgender issues. That's fun. What do you think I think about transgender issues?
I suspect that you think that gender expression, gender identity are fundamentally social constructs, but I could be wrong.
Hello everyone, welcome back to YT News. In today's video, we will be taking a look at some of the moments where journalists got destroyed during a debate. But first, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this and much more. Number 1.
Broad brush across all genders, all sectors, all work. That doesn't reflect the different choices people make. And employers aren't, shouldn't be forced to pay a full-time salary to somebody who works part-time. You haven't come up with a solution to that, and you haven't addressed the problem with the figures, which is that no serious economist treats the gender pay gap as a problem to be solved.
Milo was on Sky News and was in a debate about the pay gap when it comes to women. On one side, there was a woman who was arguing that the pay gap exists and has not been fixed. On the other hand, Milo believed that the pay gap does not exist anymore and has long been fixed. Even the news presenters seemed to be siding with the woman who believed that the pay gap exists still. Milo even said that economists don't think that this problem exists. The news presenter cheekily asked if the economist Milo was talking about were male. Milo laughed and hit a home run when he revealed where he got his facts about this. What he was about to say was going to leave them speechless.
It's what I'm explaining.
Is that male economist or female economist, just to be clear?
Well, I mean, where I get most of my figures on this from is from a feminist female academic, Christina Hoff Sommers at the American Enterprise Institute in the US, who looks at the figures from the UK and the US, and she does a broad survey of all economists, I'm sure of all genders, but my source for this sort of stuff is generally Christina.
Oh, I don't think they expected that one at all. Did you see the face of the news presenter change as soon as he said it was from a female feminist? Milo came with facts and no one can now argue with him. Number 2. Next, we have the new regulations in Canada about addressing transgenders with the right pronoun. This was being read to Jordan Peterson. The regulations said that there will be a fine if someone does not use the correct pronoun when referring to transgenders. The interviewer tried to make a joke at Jordan, but then Jordan asked a pretty interesting question.
Pronoun misuse may become actionable through the human rights tribunals and the courts, and the remedies, monetary damages, non-financial remedies, for example, ceasing the discriminatory practice or reinstatement to the job, and public interest remedies, for example, changing hiring practices or developing non-discriminatory policies and procedures. Jail time is not one of them. Jordan, you're not going to go to jail if you keep this up. Do you find that reassuring?
What if I don't pay the fine?
The statement confirmed that there will be no jail time for using the wrong pronoun, but there will be a fine that will need to be paid, and well, by the looks of the clip, I do not think Jordan wants to pay the fine at all. Number 3. Jordan Peterson was interviewed on British GQ, and during the interview, he said that he already knows where she stands on certain issues. She also challenged him, and this is what he had to say.
You don't know where I stand on all things.
I would hope that was true.
Okay, let's talk about transgender issues. That's fun. What do you think I think about transgender issues?
I suspect that you think that gender expression, gender identity are fundamentally social constructs.
The interviewer said that Jordan was wrong, but what she says next is quite the opposite. Instead, she just proves Jordan's point. Listen to this.
No, I believe that there are definitely some biological differences between the sexes. We've observed them. I do believe that gender is a hugely powerful social structure that we've built on top of that it is largely, but not entirely, socially constructed. I think when you look back through the history, biological differences have consistently shrunk, like we were talking in the 80s.
They haven't in Scandinavia.
I mean, that is awkward, isn't it? I think it would have been better if she just admitted that Jordan was right. Number 4.
You keep attacking Rebecca's work quite personally, and you said that she likes to objectify men, but she doesn't like women being objectified. Mm-hmm. She actually wrote an article how she didn't like Brooklyn Beckham being called something like young, sexy, and legal, and how she thought that it was wrong that he was called that by another.
In a debate, Milo Yiannopoulos exposed someone for being hypocritical. Someone challenged Milo's claim that Rebecca, the person in question, is okay with objectifying men. But Milo made sure he was prepared.
He did write an article in the wake of the Charlotte Proudman issue, and there was a lawyer who decided she didn't want to be a lawyer anymore, she wanted to be a Guardian columnist, so she made a name for herself by complaining that a man had said she looked nice. Well, I'm sorry, love. So she went to town, publicly shamed him.
Milo brought up an old article that she wrote, which is contradictory to what she is saying now, that she is against objectifying men. In fact, the article says that if it was a man, she would join in and laugh. But then she replies by saying she did not recall writing such. Oh, but no matter what she says now, she has still been caught.
I am really interested to hear where you're going, because I don't think I read it.
In your piece, you said that if it was a man, you'd probably have laughed. Do you want me to quote it?
I'm genuinely, yes, I would, because I'm not saying you're wrong, I just don't remember writing.
It was a pretty funny situation. She was so convinced that she actually asked Milo to prove it.
Because if I knew that a male member of staff was speculating about how I look naked, I would cause the sort of fuss that would make Charlotte Proudman look meek. If I heard a female colleague doing the same thing about Andrew in accounts, I'd probably laugh and I might even join in.
I think we can all agree that it was pretty damn embarrassing for her. Milo did indeed have the article and read the exact snippet, and it caused an incredible roar in the room. Rebecca was defenseless at this point. She would definitely have a tough time ringing out this one. Number 5. Ben Shapiro had some really interesting and bold things to say when he made an appearance on Real Time with Bill Maher. He and Bill had a debate about Donald Trump, and it was surrounding his presidency. They were debating whether or not Trump colluded with Vladimir Putin. The two were divided on the issue. Bill Maher believed that Trump and Putin did collude, while Ben wasn't so convinced. He believed that there was a possibility that they did collude, but he doesn't think there was enough evidence that suggests he did. Ben then came out with something that made everyone in attendance laugh. He said, "I do not, because I watched that campaign and I do not believe that Donald Trump could collude with his own left foot." Wow, that is quite some way to say someone is not the brightest. This is one of the best out of the many things we have heard Ben say.
I do not, because I watched that campaign. I don't think that Donald Trump could collude with his own left foot.
Ben followed it up by asking Bill if Trump is a doofus or a genius. Ben did not think that Donald Trump was capable of being both. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and much more. Click the notification bell too so that you don't miss any future videos. We'll see you guys next time, but until then, take care.